There's a heavy truth many chosen ones face, a deep and often painful solitude that extends into their romantic lives. You may have noticed it yourself, or perhaps you've seen it in others who carry this unique spiritual calling. Despite the longing for connection, chosen ones often find themselves isolated without romantic partnerships. And this isolation isn't accidental. It's part of the divine design, a necessary phase on the path that shapes the soul for a higher purpose. At first glance, it can feel confusing and even unfair. Why would someone so deeply connected to a higher purpose be so lonely in love? Why does the universe seem to withhold the kind of romantic relationship many people crave? The answer lies in understanding the unique vibration of chosen ones and the sacred journey they're on. Chosen ones carry an energy that is different from the average person. It's intense, often misunderstood, and requires a level of emotional and spiritual maturity that few can relate to. This energy is magnetic, yes, but it also acts like a filter. Many people cannot match that frequency, and this creates an invisible barrier between the chosen one and potential romantic partners. It's not about judgment or superiority. It's simply that the depth and complexity of a chosen one's soul is something most are not equipped to engage with. This leads to frustration, loneliness, and sometimes rejection. Romantic relationships thrive on mutual understanding, shared values, and emotional safety. For chosen ones, these elements are not easy to find in a partner because their vision of life and love is often different from societal norms. They are searching for someone who can see beyond the surface, who can connect with their soul's purpose, and who is willing to grow alongside them on a spiritual level. Until that kind of connection appears, romantic relationships can feel hollow or unsatisfying, making solitude a more peaceful alternative. Another important reason chosen ones remain isolated in romance is the sacrifice their mission demands. The chosen one's life is often about service, healing, or leading others into transformation. This mission is not a part-time job. It's a full-time calling that consumes a great deal of time, energy, and focus. The distractions of a romantic relationship, especially one that isn't deeply aligned, can pull the chosen one away from their path. So many chosen ones learn to prioritize their purpose over their personal desires, choosing solitude as a way to protect their energy and maintain clarity. In addition, chosen ones often carry the weight of past emotional wounds that make romantic connections challenging. Experiences of betrayal, heartbreak, or misunderstanding from earlier relationships can deepen their need for caution and self-protection. They become more discerning about who they allow into their lives. This doesn't mean they avoid love altogether. Rather, they refuse to settle for anything less than a connection that honors their soul's depth and spiritual journey. Interestingly, this period of romantic isolation is also a crucial time for self-discovery and growth. When chosen ones are alone without romantic ties, they are forced to turn inward, learning to cultivate a deep and unconditional love for themselves. This self-love becomes the foundation upon which any future relationship will be built. It's a sacred preparation phase where the chosen one learns to be whole and complete independently, rather than relying on external validation or companionship for happiness. There's a spiritual truth here. The love a chosen one truly needs starts within. They must first embrace their own light, honor their uniqueness, and heal their wounds before they can invite someone else into their life in a healthy, balanced way. This inner work is often invisible to the outside world, but it's the very reason why many chosen ones seem isolated. They're not disconnected because they want to be, but because they're preparing themselves for the kind of love that is worthy of their soul. It's also important to recognize that many chosen ones experience a form of spiritual loneliness that transcends just romantic isolation. They often feel misunderstood or disconnected even from friends and family, who might not grasp the magnitude of their inner world or mission. This broader sense of loneliness can bleed into their romantic lives, making the search for a compatible partner feel even more challenging. Yet, this isolation is a sacred space where the chosen one develops resilience, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of themselves. The truth is, the chosen one's romantic journey is not about rushing into relationships just to fill a void. It's about waiting for the right person, someone who aligns with their soul's vibration and can stand beside them in their mission. When that person arrives, it won't be an ordinary love. It will be a powerful union of two souls ready to transform the world together. Until then, the chosen one's solitude is a gift, a divine pause that prepares them for this extraordinary connection. So if you are a chosen one feeling isolated in romance, remember this: your loneliness is not a curse but a sign of your unique path. It's a season for you to nurture your soul, cultivate your purpose, and prepare for a love that transcends the ordinary. Trust that the universe is aligning circumstances and people in your favor. Your time for a deep, soulful romantic connection is coming, and it will honor every part of who you are. Meanwhile, cherish your solitude as a sacred space where you become whole and radiant. In your alone time, you can hear the whispers of your soul more clearly, deepen your spiritual wisdom, and build an unshakable relationship with yourself. This is the foundation for any future romantic bond, a bond that will be built on mutual respect, spiritual alignment, and unconditional love. Remember, being alone does not mean being unloved. The chosen one is always deeply loved by the universe and supported by unseen forces guiding them toward their highest good. Embrace this truth and let your heart open to the divine timing of love. Your journey is unique, and your love story will be extraordinary. As you continue walking this path of solitude and love, it becomes clearer that chosen ones must sometimes embrace being alone because the world around them isn't yet ready for their truth. Their energy and purpose are so profound that many people simply cannot handle the intensity. This creates a natural distancing, not out of rejection, but out of sheer inability to relate. Chosen ones often encounter people who are stuck in limiting beliefs or shallow perspectives about love and life. When the chosen one tries to share their vision or feelings, these people may respond with confusion, judgment, or even fear. This rejection can feel personal, but it's really a reflection of the other person's limitations. The chosen one's soul is too expansive for casual or surface-level relationships. They seek connections that are deep, authentic, and spiritually aligned. Until such connections appear, isolation is often the only option that honors their truth and preserves their energy. Another reason why chosen ones experience romantic isolation is the fear of losing themselves in a relationship that does not support their growth. Because they are so devoted to their spiritual evolution and mission, chosen ones often avoid partnerships that could pull them backward or distract them. This is a difficult choice, as human beings naturally crave companionship and intimacy. But for the chosen one, being in the wrong relationship can be more damaging than being alone. They understand that it's better to be lonely than to be with someone who does not see or respect their true essence. This level of discernment protects them from becoming entangled in karmic cycles or unhealthy dynamics that could hinder their progress. Sometimes, they even come across partners who may love them, but cannot keep up with their spiritual pace or emotional intensity. This mismatch can lead to heartbreak, reinforcing the chosen one's preference for solitude until the right match arrives. The chosen one's solitude in romance also serves as a cleansing period. It is a time when old emotional patterns and attachments are released so the heart can heal and become receptive to a new kind of love. Many chosen ones carry ancestral or past life wounds that manifest as fear of intimacy or abandonment issues. These wounds must be healed in solitude before they can fully open to a balanced, conscious romantic relationship. During this time, chosen ones develop emotional independence and learn to find joy and fulfillment within themselves. This inner wholeness is crucial. When the chosen one finally attracts a partner, it will be someone who complements their completeness rather than completes a perceived lack. This is the essence of true spiritual partnership, two whole souls coming together to support each other's growth and mission, rather than two halves trying to fill an emptiness. It's also important to note that chosen ones often have unconventional love lives. They may experience what society calls unusual relationships, such as long-distance spiritual connections, twin flame dynamics, or partnerships that challenge traditional norms. These relationships can be intense and transformative, but may also contribute to feelings of isolation because they do not fit neatly into social expectations. The chosen one's heart often beats to a different rhythm, one that values soul-level connections over conventional labels. Furthermore, the loneliness chosen ones feel in romance is a catalyst for profound self-awareness. Being alone strips away distractions and forces the chosen one to confront their deepest fears, desires, and beliefs about love. This process is uncomfortable but necessary. It reveals hidden blocks and unconscious patterns that must be transformed for true intimacy to flourish. For many chosen ones, this means facing painful truths about themselves, such as fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, or low self-worth. But with spiritual guidance and self-compassion, these challenges become gateways to healing. Chosen ones emerge from this process stronger, wiser, and more capable of sustaining a loving relationship that honors their soul's journey. Another powerful reason for romantic solitude is that chosen ones often carry a mission that transcends personal relationships. Their lives are dedicated to serving humanity, healing collective wounds, or raising consciousness on a large scale. This mission requires immense focus and sacrifice. Romantic relationships, especially those that demand high emotional energy or time, can sometimes divert their attention from this sacred calling. This is why many chosen ones delay romantic commitments or choose to remain single until their mission reaches a certain stage of fulfillment. They understand that their work is bigger than personal desires. Their love extends beyond individual partnerships into a universal love for all beings. In this sense, their loneliness is a spiritual discipline, a way to cultivate detachment and prioritize their higher purpose. It's also worth mentioning that chosen one's romantic isolation can be a test of patience and faith. They must trust that the universe is orchestrating the perfect timing for their love story. This trust is not always easy to maintain, especially in a society that glorifies instant gratification and constant companionship. But chosen ones learn to surrender control and embrace divine timing, knowing that rushing into relationships too soon can lead to unnecessary suffering. In this surrender, they discover that being alone is not synonymous with being unloved. The divine presence surrounds them constantly, filling their hearts with unconditional love and comfort. Many chosen ones develop a deep spiritual relationship with the divine during their solitary phases, finding solace and inspiration that transcends human companionship. Finally, it's important to remember that the chosen one's solitude in romance is temporary. It is a season, not a lifetime sentence. When the time is right, the universe will bring forth a partner who matches their soul frequency perfectly. This person will honor the chosen one's mission, support their growth, and walk beside them with unconditional love and respect. Until that time comes, the chosen one's journey of romantic isolation is a sacred gift. It is a powerful opportunity to deepen self-love, cultivate spiritual strength, and prepare for a love that will truly transform their life. This solitude is not loneliness, but a divine pause, a moment of preparation for the extraordinary union that awaits. So if you are a chosen one feeling isolated in your romantic life, remember that you are exactly where you need to be. Your solitude is a sign of your uniqueness and the importance of your path. Trust in your journey, nurture your soul, and know that your perfect love is on its way, a love that honors every part of your sacred being.